to the
Nope.
California
Okay.
MBA DEI podcast. I'm Stacy Wayman, Manager of Client Digital Experience at National Mortgage Insurance and your podcast host. Thank you for joining us today. At National MI, we're dedicated to making a positive impact in the communities where we live and work. We bring innovative mortgage insurance solutions to the market, helping more people have access to sustainable homeownership and preserve their American dream. A big thank you to our sponsor, PCV Mercor, one of the nation's leading valuation management companies for residential and commercial valuations. We appreciate your continued support and sponsorship. With me today is Toniqua Green, the Vice President of Corporate and Social Responsibility at Mr. Cooper Group, where she oversees matters related to diversity, equity, and inclusion, community outreach, and environmental, social, and governance. In her role as the leader of corporate social responsibility, Toniqua is responsible for managing community partnerships, outreach efforts, and government-sponsored initiatives. Toniqua has been a part of the Mr. Cooper team for more than 17 years. Yes, friends, she started when she was in middle school. Starting her career in the call center and subsequently working in collections, loss mitigation, foreclosure, and compliance, my friends, she's seen it all. However, it was her transition to corporate social responsibility that she discovered her true passion. In her current position, Toniqua plays a vital role in assisting borrowers who are facing financial hardship. She works closely with government and community partners to develop mortgage assistance programs, all with the aim of helping borrowers maintain their dream of homeownership. Toniqua holds a master's degree in curriculum design and instruction from the University of Phoenix. Toniqua, thank you so much for
Thank
carving out
you.
some time to be with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
We're really excited that you're going to be a part of our March webinar. And ahead of that, we were hoping to introduce you a bit more to our audience. So we'd love for you to tell us a bit more about your role as VP of Corporate Social Responsibility as it pertains to DEIB.
Thank you. Thank you. So, the Vice President of Corporate Social Responsibility, I tell people all the time, it's the role I didn't even know that I needed myself. So it definitely allows me to tap into different things that pulls on the heartstrings, and help people, whether it's from a community aspect, but from the DEIB aspect, is just showing us that we're so much better together. When we work together, we have way much more things in common than we have, in differences. And so when everybody puts their best foot forward and really chip in and help each other out, we just grow exponentially and just be able to blossom in ways that we didn't even know was possible. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to help lead our employee resource teams here at Mr. Cooper. We have 11. In addition to helping, champion causes from our executive leadership team around making sure the leaders are included, our management team is included, and all of the employees feel like they have a voice and a seat at the table.
That's outstanding. And I would have to say, I think that all the experience that you've had in different aspects of this industry, and certainly the person that you are, is really what led you to this role. I think they're very fortunate to have someone of your caliber step into that role. In your
Thank you.
VP
Thank you.
capacity, what's the single most important thing that you feel organizations must do in 2024 to further diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging progress?
I think the number one thing that they all need to do is continue to have a leadership commitment, right? The leadership is what's going to drive resources for us to be able to continue to do the good work. So if they're committed, I think everything falls up underneath that, from recruiting aspects, from the employee resource teams feeling supported and appreciated and given the platform that they need to provide awareness and do great things in the community. I think it also helps us with, when the leadership is committed, it gives us a great platform for policies and procedures that are inclusive for how we think about work-life balance or work from home, work remotely, in the office. All of those different things takes on a new perspective when the leadership is really involved.
I love that. I love that. And as you said, we are better when we all work together, and we see that we have so
Yes,
much more in
ma'am.
common than our differences. And and we want the same things. So being able to
Yes.
work in that way, it sounds like that is definitely the plan that we should all be following this year.
Mm-hmm.
So March
Mm-hmm.
is Gender Equality Month, and
Mm-hmm.
Women's History Month as well. What do you feel is our greatest accomplishment and our most significant opportunity to further gender equality?
I think our greatest accomplishment is once again just making people feel like they're heard, making them feel like they're valued, making them feel like they belong. But it has definitely brought awareness to a lot of ways that we have opportunity.
Mhm.
Are we heavy male balanced or heavy, or are we missing a certain demographic in our leadership aspects? But from a gender perspective, it's just making sure that girl power is known and that how great we can be and the things that we bring to the table. And if you don't feel like you fit into the he, she, or them, they, just making sure everybody is heard. We are in the process of kicking off a self-identity campaign so
Mm,
that we can further make sure that we have resources so that once again everybody feels like they are being heard and included when it comes from different programs that we roll out through our health benefits or through our financial tools, just different ways to make sure everybody, I know I probably sound like a broken record saying that, but at the end of the day, that's really what it's about, is making sure everybody has a voice. So many voices have been marginalized or not even heard,
mhm.
previously. So this really gives us an outlet for people to speak up.
What a great program to really further that sense of belonging. And it feels like
Mm-hmm.
that focus for all of us to have that focus that everybody has a home in whatever our organization is. There's a place for everyone here, and to drive that
Right.
really
Right.
when you think about the ROI for that, it's expensive to hire and
Mm-hmm.
train and onboard a new person and help them acclimate to the culture in your organization. If we could come together to preserve the folks that we
Mm,
have, how much better would we be? I love that. So I have a question for you.
absolutely.
Uh,
Absolutely.
my last question.
Okay.
If you had an opportunity to meet your
Okay.
15-year-old self, what would be your best word of
Mm-hmm.
advice or sentence of advice for your 15-year-old self?
15-year-old. Ooh. Hopefully I don't get emotional on here. But, I would just tell her like, hey, baby girl, there is gonna be some rough days ahead of you. There's gonna be some challenges. You're gonna overcome some things that you didn't even think you had the wherewithal to do, but you'll make it. You'll make it. You'll lose some opportunities along the way, but I am a firm believer that those opportunities really weren't for you, because what's meant to be will be regardless of what the environment or circumstances look like. So just keep your head up, work hard, rock it out, because you will come out on top. You absolutely will.
I love that. That's beautiful. Thank you for getting vulnerable for a moment with us. We appreciate it, Taniqua. And thank you for
No
sharing your
problem.
insights today, especially around, the role of corporate social responsibility and how our organizations can really focus on furthering diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging in our individual organizations as well.
Hmm. Thank you. I thank you for the opportunity to share with you all. Wish we had some of your palm trees right now to look out the window at, but I love California. Love it.
Awesome. Well, we thank all of you for joining us today for our podcast and Taniqua for sharing your insights. We look forward to seeing all of you in our next podcast and at this month's California MBA DEI webinar. We'll see you soon.